Hi, I'm Scott Graham, and I serve the United Pentecostal Church International as the General Secretary at World Headquarters. I'm going to talk to you today for just a couple of minutes about the wonderful opportunity of carrying license or credentials with the United Pentecostal Church. Carrying a fellowship card as a licensed minister in the UPCI is a very sacred and I consider it a high and holy thing. It's not anything to be entered into lightly, and it's not for everyone. Holding a card, as we call it, or having a license is not something you do just to seek validation or because you want to be a help to your pastor or because you think it'll look good on a resume or it's a good job enhancer. Nothing like that. To me, it's far too holy to approach for those kind of motives. By applying for a license with the UPCI, I believe what you are saying is that you accept and believe that God's calling in your life is to preach the gospel. That's it in a nutshell. You believe that God's purpose for you is not just to help or to mentor or to whatever word you want to use. Your call is to preach the gospel. That's what the passionate purpose of your life that God has invested in you is. You're to preach, to teach. Your calling is to dig into the scriptures, to hear a word from God, to develop lessons, material, sermons, whatever phrase or word you want to use for it, and then to publicly declare that in whatever setting God affords to you. That may be your Sunday night service, but it might be in a nursing home or in a prison ministry or on the street corner or wherever, in a campus ministry effort. But you know in your heart that that's God's ultimate purpose in your life. I've used this analogy before with people, that if someone were to ask you, let's say perhaps you make your living as a school teacher, and someone were to ask you, what do you do? The answer would be, I'm a preacher who teaches school, not I'm a school teacher who preaches some. It is the core calling that you believe you have in your life. And there's room for you to fulfill that calling, regardless of background, regardless of gender, regardless of race, regardless of your educational level. There is room in the United Pentecostal Church for every person whom God has called to preach the gospel. And if that's where you are, if you feel that and believe that, the first step is for you to go have a talk with your pastor. Let your pastor, who knows you best in spiritual matters, guide you through this process of coming to grips with everything that a call to preach means. Let him talk to you about books you should read and things you should do, maybe classes you should attend, to prepare yourself better for unfolding purpose of God in your life. Talk to your pastor. And then when that individual believes that the time is right, then I would encourage you, if you have a call of God to preach, then I believe seeking credentials with the UPCI is one of the greatest steps you can take. There is an application that is available for download online, but it is restricted to currently credentialed ministers. So you would have to have your pastor download it for you or another credentialed minister. There is a fillable version that you can fill out on your computer, or you can print it out and fill it out. But you fill that out at your pastor's direction. Pastor has to sign it, and then you submit that to your district. A good call would be to your sectional presbyter to find out how your district operates, because every district is a little different in terms of timing. Some meet applicants many times a year, some once a year, but your presbyter can tell you when that is, when to get that turned in, and also whatever specific requirements your district may have over and above the ones that our fellowship has. But once that's done, you will have a meeting with your district board. They will interview you. And if they act favorably upon your application, then they will send your application to my offices at headquarters. And I look forward to processing that and sending you your fellowship card and your ministerial certificate. If God's purpose in your life is to preach, then there is room for you in the United Pentecostal Church International. And I look forward to seeing His purpose in your life unfold. God bless you.